Welcome to I and the Oracle. This episode is Be Happy.
It's not about creating that reality, it's really about attracting that reality. Everything already exists. It was already done by creation, you don't have to do it again. All you have to do is manifest it through you in your unique way. That is how you are a co-creator. You create the manifestation, the expression of a reality, an idea that already exists, through you by acting like that reality. You have to become the vibration before you can become magnetically attracted to that reality, so it can express itself through you. That's why it excites you so much. If it were not so easily manifestable, something else would excite you instead. Because the universe does not do pointless things, the universe does not say, I will make this your heart's desire, but you can't have it. Trust your heart's desire. Why base your happiness on what you think must happen outside you? Be happy. And as you are happy, you become the vibration of happiness, attracting all the circumstances and situations in life that reflect the concept of happiness. But be happy because that is what you prefer to be, not just so you will attract those things. It's physics. What you put out is what you get back. The energy level or frequency you operate on determines the kind of reality you will experience. This is not philosophy, this is physics. You have to become a particular frequency in order to become the antennae that will receive an echo of the same frequency. Keep it simple. It's all about vibration, about states of being. Become as transparent as glass, and all that is not of your frequency shall pass right through you.
Welcome to I and the Oracle. This episode is Abundance.
Abundance seems to be an issue that absorbs much of your attention and has seemed to absorb much of your attention for quite some time. Let's address the notions of abundance so you can understand attracting abundance into your life is quite a simple matter and does not have to be in any way the struggle that you may have created it to be. Many of you have been told that abundance is certain things, but is not other things. Many of you have become wrapped up in the definitions that create abundance or an apparent lack of it. Allow us to address the notion and make very clear in your understanding that it is only your definitions of abundance that prevent you from experiencing it in your lives. There is absolutely nothing inherent in the idea of abundance or the experience of abundance that is difficult to attain. Only your definitions of abundance make it seem to be beyond your reach. If you only see abundance as money, very often you don't see abundance in its other forms. You're blind, so to speak, abundance blind, because green is the only color you allow abundance to come in. But abundance comes in a total spectrum. The idea is to understand that you must relax your insistence that it must come in this certain way or I won't accept it. I won't recognize it if I don't see this and this on such a date, to the penny. Otherwise, I'm not abundant. What's wrong with me? I can't attract this amount of money by this date because I need it for this and I need it for that. What's wrong with me? Again, these are just definitions. If you allow yourself to understand that abundance is simply whatever way, shape, or form your automatic synchronicity can attract into your life what you need, to allow you to do what you need to do when you need to do it, then you will begin to realize that you are very abundant and have been for quite some time. When money is the strongest way a particular kind of abundance can be fulfilled, the money will be there. You attract the opportunity to give you the money. But when money is not the simplest way, when it is not the simplest path of least resistance, that may be the last way it will manifest. You may be receiving many other ways that abundance is manifesting in your life, or I'll say attempting to manifest in your life. But you may not be allowing it to, again, because of your definitions. Now, there are many ways to change those definitions. Many ways.
Welcome to I and the Oracle. This episode is Animal Reflections.
Let's keep this simple, a step at a time. Even though you have an understanding of what you call a golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In actual fact, even though this is in itself a truth, a more fundamental and precise way to understand that principle is as follows. You will do to others what you are willing to do to yourself. The self-loathing, self-anger, self-hatred, and self-devaluation that humans on this planet have been taught. The judgment upon the self that makes humans think they are less worthy than will make them, in a sense, jealous of anything and everything they deem to be pure. and in that sense, they will hate it and take out their aggressions upon it. Animals, in that sense, will be a good target for them in their minds, because your society does not necessarily deem them, in general, to be conscious beings. And therefore, there are not as many repercussions about taking out your frustrations on animals as there is in taking them out on humans. I'm not saying that they are less equal, but society in general thinks that. And because it hates itself, or such people hate themselves, they will strike out at anything that reflects to them a reminder of that self-hatred. And when they see something perfect and pure as an animal, full of conviction and absolute power and love, they will strike out at it, because it reminds them of what they believe to be a true weakness within themselves, even though it isn't actually true. But that's what they have been taught to believe about themselves, that they are not natural, and so they hate everything that is of nature. That's why they do that psychologically. The idea, of course, is that animal consciousness, not in any way, shape, or form meaning to condone these actions on the part of the humans towards them, but animal consciousness is unconditional in its love. And in its expression of conviction of self, in that sense, they will deal with it simply by being what they are, and that is pure reflections of creation. Whether they remain physical or translate into spirit, they will deal with it as pure, unconditional reflections, as a reflection of the consequences of the actions of the humans that may be perpetrating the abuse against them. But the idea is, nevertheless, they are not doing that out of vindictiveness. They are only doing it out of natural reflection and consequences of behavior and action. And it is still an unconditional love which they carry with them that allows them to be connected to humanity in such a way that they are willing to participate with you to show you these ideas. So that perhaps one day you will understand how much humanity has learned to hate itself, and perhaps can ultimately learn to love itself as much as the animals reflect that unconditional love of the infinite to you. That's how they deal with it, you understand? They know that they are eternal, no matter what you do to them. Again, this doesn't excuse the behavior, but they know they are infinite. They know they are eternal, and they also, on some level, not exactly in the same way that humans understand this idea, when they do, but on some level, they understand it is all part of one particular dance of evolution, learning not to need to do that, and to learn to love the self. And in some cases, to put it in a very simplistic basis, if any animals on the planet exhibit the idea of predation or predatory nature, an attack and such, it is mostly a reflection of the collective consciousness of the planet. To put it simply, animals are predatory on your world because you are.
I'm not sure I know what that's all about.
That's some real Yoda right there.
Welcome to I and the Oracle. This episode is your spirit.
Living your physical life to the fullest you possibly can is what will allow you to be of best service to yourself and everyone else simultaneously. So, living your physical life to the fullest by acting on your highest joy, the thing that is most naturally to you at any given moment, is the most spiritual thing you can do, because you are a spirit. You don't have a spirit, you are a spirit. In physical terminology, that's all. You also multidimensionally have multiple simultaneous existences on all different levels as well. But in terms of perspective from the physical reality, you have to understand and remember that you are not in physical reality. Physical reality is in you. Because what you call out there doesn't really exist. There is no out there. It's a mirror. There's nothing there. It's reflecting everything back. Nothing is out there. You are spirit. You have the notion of yourself. You are perceiving and interacting with yourself in what you might call a physical idea. But your physical self is within you. It is not that you are a human having a spiritual experience. You are really more of a spirit having a human experience.
Continue optimizing your human experience by subscribing to I and the Oracle. Just click the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching I and the Oracle web series.